Welcome back. Another episode of Director's Den podcast, Chop Shop, featuring the gang. Episode 33. We back. How everybody feeling this evening?
Feeling good. I'm feeling good. A little tired. I'm good.
Yeah, it's moving.
Man, I don't know about them responses. AJ, I know you probably sad because the cash probably about to go home. So we'll give you a
man. Listen,
we
don't need none of that bad energy over here, man. My boy's about to come back. We down 9 right now.
You're on a check-in right now. How you feeling, AJ?
Man. Shador Sanders is looking really good in the rookies minicamp, so I feel good. I'm hopeful, and word on the streets is that the city is really, really fooling with him. So I'm good. It's Browns or nothing.
It's a lot to put your mood on is the Browns, but
man, we spanking on y'all this year.
I digress.
Thank you.
Chuck, how you feeling?
I'm cooler, man. Pushing through, going through this fast. You know what I'm saying? So it's stretching me in different ways, pause, but it's a good thing right now. It's just making me kill my flesh, man. So I'm just learning a little bit more. Sometimes you never think you can learn more about yourself when you get to a certain age, but it's definitely making me tap in more on the spiritual side. Like I said, the whole motive is like, man, just kill this part of your flesh so that way you can be able to kill other parts of your flesh. So this episode and the title of all this is timely for me.
That's what's up.
EJ, how you feeling?
Feeling good, man. Feeling real good. Had some very unique experiences this week. Some growth opportunities, man. So I'm feeling good coming off of it. Trying to build, trying to expand my network and relationships that I'm making out here. So it's been going good, man. Busy but good.
That's love. Tonight we're talking about mental health. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So we definitely want to tap in on this conversation where faith, mental health, black men, real, all collide at one intersection. So I'm going to jump it off with this question. What's been heavy for y'all, or what has brought y'all peace throughout this week?
It's a loaded question.
It is. We'll chop it.
What has brought me peace?
Yeah.
You said
what's
the question? What's heavy?
What's been heavy, or what has brought you peace?
Oh, okay.
I think for me, I started off. What has been heavy as it's my career change.
Mm-hmm.
So my career change has been heavy on me because it's like.
Tell us what that change is for the listeners that don't know.
So now I transitioned into a full-time like truck driver. So I drive dump trucks.
Mm-hmm.
I like being local, but I learned a lot about the trucking game and the trucking industry. I think for me, like I was having a conversation with Baby B, and she says to me that you're all over the place when it comes to your new profession. And she says, I feel like you're moving without hearing from God. So for me, since being in the trucking industry, I've been with, a few different companies, you know what I'm saying? A few different brokers, a few different people. But in my mind, I'm thinking, hey, it's all the same when she's watching my movements from my day to day. And she's saying, I think you need to slow down and hear from God before you make your next decision. Now, with that, I respect because, we all want a woman who can recognize your flaws and help make you a better person. You know what I'm saying? Like your spouse, that's your helpmate. You know what I'm saying? So not getting offended by what she's saying, but actually thinking to myself like, well, dang, when you move, where's these decisions based on God, or was you chasing a dollar?
Was you?
Didn't LeBron James leave the Cleveland Cavaliers to go make more money in Miami? But no, in all actuality, I just, I did think, what was best for me. I made my decisions based on what was best for me in the season that I'm in currently. And so far, it turned out to be the better one.
Chalk, what's been heavy for you?
Kind of similar. Career stuff. So this is my first year teaching, in the school building at where I'm at now. But it's different for me in the sense of now I got to transition into summer, and do different things when it comes to financially, just on how I move. And I mean, thankfully, I've been able to kind of transition to a similar position within my church, but within the church. But it's still like it's still different because it's still always that it's different. And just kind of flipping the deck for real. And then even on top of that, like just the other stuff that I do financially, just from like me and AJ, we do basketball, reffing and all that type of stuff. And I train basketball too. So I kind of be all over the place too. Like, my wife probably think the same thing in a sense because weekends I'm going reffing. Like Saturday, Sunday, I'm reffing.
All day.
You know what I'm saying? And then now during the week, I'm training two days here and there. But them 2 days during the week, it cut into family time with my babies and with her, and then what she got going on, how she's involved too. So it's like the Menchaca household is really busy. It's a good busy, but just juggling it all, man, to try to stay grounded. Like how you said, Bianca said, just about making sure I'm hearing from God in these spaces and trying to pray prior to. That way, you know what I'm saying, if I get the green light, then I get the green light.
Yeah.
And then and even if sometimes if I do try to be on my own and I know he'll let me go ahead and see what it was and what it ain't. I'm like, all right, see, this is what you wanted to try, so you see what it is type now. So get back in alignment so you can really hear what's going on type. So really just the career stuff, man. Other than that, everything else is it's normalcy. Anything that might seem heavy, but it's just all normalcy to be real. And I don't know if that's like a good thing or a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? On how I treat it sometimes.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up.
Excuse me.
To be honest, man, I don't really feel like I really have anything heavy on me right now.
That's love.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm kind of like in a space of like I feel like God is like calling me to like expansion, and like instead of it being heavy, I feel like I finally got things in my life in structure and order. As far as like my home and everything like that, you know what I mean? Like the
That's
things
what's
that
up.
I was having those problems in, or not necessarily problems, just spaces that I could use improvement, which was always time, you know what I mean? Because, I'm all just like all y'all, man. We grinders, you know what I mean? We get it out the mud and, we don't have a problem, starting at the bottom to work our way up. But that comes with a lot of your time, you know what I mean? And so to me, I've been really just focusing on how I can win small every day for real. That's really been my key focus, and that's been one of the things that have really like helped me even navigate this space. Like I feel like I'm so busy all the time, but in this season, like I'm really like at peace because I've been allowing myself to not just be at everybody's beck and call. I've been learning how to separate myself from social media, put the phone down. Even like my wife, she does the Bible studies on Wednesdays, and they like talking about like learning how to do the Bible study and just finding little ways that I could like that I know she wants to spend time with me in those areas, and it's been making the world of a difference. So like the past couple of nights we've been like digging into the concordance and just going over word like the stuff that she's learning, and it's just been so fun. It's been so like enlightening just to like really like put my phone down, not worry like I miss a call. You know what I mean? Like whereas my like my thought process used to be like money on the line. You know what I mean? Like
Gotta answer
phone
everyone.
call,
Yeah,
money
I'm
on the
with you.
line. You know what I mean? Because people always reaching out to me, texting me. I I think I booked like 3 gigs today. You know what I mean? And so sometimes, you know, I used to live in that fear. And I feel like lately, man, I just really been in a place where I just been really trying to be obedient to what I'm hearing from the Lord and what he's saying through my wife to me.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up.
And her expressing herself and her needs and different things like that too.
No, you said something that was really good though. And you talked about not being afraid to miss a call, or you know what I'm saying, like just being present in your current moment where you at. You know what I mean? So like for me, for instance, like I think that's one of my highs when it comes to this new job that I'm working, because in the truck you alone. In the truck I can put my phone down. In the truck I can fully hear from God. You know what I'm saying? Like spending that quiet time, and I'm just, you know, you talking and you just, as I'm driving, you know what I'm saying? It be, whether it's a smell or, oh, dang, what's that? You know what I'm saying? Or, dang, I'm, you know how like you drive so much, you start zoning out. Boom, God, stop me. Boom, open up your eyes. This is what I want you to hear. This is what I want you to see. Then start planting little things into my mind. Like, all right, okay, how could you have handled this situation differently? Now me and God is having conversations out loud to now where it's just like, it's allowing me to have a whole new relationship. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's the more, you know what I'm saying, in tune. So like when you say like, dang, like for instance, me, for the next 2 weekends, I had baseball tournaments. Mm-hmm. Usually I'm like, oh man, I can make $1,500 in this weekend doing this baseball tournament. I just been like, I'm good, man. Let me just take a seat for a second. Let me just get more in tune in my household. You know what I'm saying? Because we went to they did the family counseling thing at the church yesterday. And I went in there with low expectations, but came out and I'm just like, man, I'm so glad I was able to bring my family to this, you know? Mm-hmm. So it's just like, just being more in tune in our current, in my present moment than, you know what I'm saying, than anything else.
You know, it's crazy that you say like the present, like that's one of the like biggest things my wife used to always tell me. I used to hate hearing it because even like, you know, even like I'm the type of person that naturally, like I work from home 9 to 5. I do that and do something else on top of it. And I feel in my mind like I'm justifyingly giving everybody a proper time in that situation. And one thing I realized is that God gave me this ambition. And sometimes, you know, my wife has ambition, but just in different ways. And it's inspired by different things. But like, I wasn't really being present in the moment.
Come on, I'm with you.
And that's like one of the things that like, you know, I really stepped back and like I asked myself like, how can I be present more? And like literally it just boiled down to don't let your mind and work and all that stuff be on anything except for what you're in right there in that moment. And so, you know, go back to like my son's 4th birthday party last year. Like I had to work on that day. And, you know, I felt like we had a great time, whatnot. But, like, you still get that remark, like, well, I didn't feel like you was present. I wish you would have not had to work. And I'm like, what's the problem? You know, I mean, what's the
my
problem?
Work is paying for this.
I pulled up because was out the sunroof, you know what I mean? Like we had the time of our life, you know what I mean? And then it slowly started, like, hitting me when I started digesting. Pause. That was crazy.
That was diabolical, man.
But it finally dawned on me, and I started just paying attention to myself. And like one of the things I noticed is like when I'm in a car, my wife could be talking to me about a story, and like, bro, I had so much on my mind that I've allowed in this moment to be on my mind that like, by the time I get snapped to, and I hear her, she be like, she either done shut down. She said, you ain't listening. Or she hit me with something like this. Where we at? And I'd be like, and I done forgot time. Like, time done passed. I don't even know what we done passed. You know what I'm saying? And it really started to be like, bro, you really not here. Like, you know what I mean? You really, like, tapped out for real. And so I just started, like I said, man.
You was tapped out in that moment or just period?
And I'm just tapped out in those moments. It's like, and sometimes we there in the I didn't say the wrong moments, but like the moment ain't right for them. You know what I mean? Like trying to be present while she busy doing something. You know what I mean? Versus she ain't doing nothing, and now you done went and found something to do. Like that, I feel like it's a difference.
That is,
now, mind you,
I'm with you.
My business pays a lot. For a lot, like we got a lot of stuff coming up. Our 10-year anniversary, our 11-year anniversary party, and a whole bunch of stuff, bro. Like a venue, DJ, all this stuff costs, right? You know what I mean? And so she understands. That's the give, and I've never really given her credit for that. It's like she get it. Like people, I got a lot of friends that be like, I don't know how you be away from your wife. Like she don't care. She don't give you no slack, no nothing, and she don't really. But it's in those moments where this was supposed to be us time, and you didn't give it to me because you chose to go make money, or you chose, like, at this point, the money means nothing to her anymore. You get what I'm saying? Because you done made money all week.
Well, now we start talking about knowing your spouse's love language.
Exactly.
That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. You know what I'm saying? But no, I'm with you though. But I think that kind of formulates and goes to what we're talking about today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when it comes to, all right, what's the topic today? Mental health. You know what I'm saying? You just said that in those moments, your mental, you got so much stuff running through your mind. But again, us as husbands, us as fathers, us as men, period. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's the typical day for us. You know what I'm saying? Your mind is running 1,000 miles per second because you got so much that you got to worry about. Yeah. You know what I mean? And for me, as the head of my household, you know what I'm saying, a lot of stuff circulates through me. Not saying that my wife don't do nothing. I'm not saying that at all. My wife is very helpful and very active in the household. But what I'm saying is I think that for me, the role that I play in the things that I do, you know what I'm saying, it's always something that needs to be taken care of. You know what I mean? And, you know, just like as a mom or as a mother, you know, like as a wife, you know, they have their roles, we got ours. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that you can't work together, but it's things that the husband or the father has to worry about that the wife doesn't. You know what I'm saying?
What was on your plate, Clee? What you had?
As far as what's been heavy?
Yeah, either one, whatever route you want to go, heavy or peace.
They both tie together. I'm in this for real. What's been heavy is I'm in a career change too. Like I'm changing companies. So while I'm in that gap, so to speak, my finances, I got to manage them different, which is then kind of uncovered being real, like how busy I am, but it's not tied directly. It doesn't correlate to dollars. So, for example, my schedule can be anything from minister and training class. Don't get paid for that. You know what I'm saying? Leading worship. Don't get paid for that. You know what I'm saying? Like doing something with my daughter, that don't count. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, bruh, for a nigga like that ain't working right now, 9 to 5, you a busy nigga. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, bro, where the coins? You know what I'm saying? Which has really uncovered in my mental and pushed me deeper in my spiritual with the Lord. Like, you know, I know what your words say, you know what I'm saying, about a workman that's worth his weight. You know what I'm saying? So, and then it pushes back on my flesh. Like, okay, if you was making X amount of dollars before you start this job, would you even be talking to me about this? So now, because your finances ain't what they was before, now you putting pressure on this point. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said that's been heavy. But the piece about it has been like, I've been off since the 8th of April. I don't start until June 23rd. I think I start this next job. So in between that, like nigga, I ain't missed a step. You know what I'm saying? Like my daughter's birthday just passed, her 5th golden birthday. I was able to show up and show out for her. Mother's Day, I was able to show up for everybody that I needed to in my life. So like, that's the piece of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I told you I would be I told you I'm Jehovah Jireh.
But what do he say though?
Like,
he told us to trust him in what? All things. You know what I'm saying? Not some, not a few, not a couple here, a couple there. You know what I'm saying? And he says, trust us in all things.
But it's also been a blessing too, though, because it's been like a show and tell type of deal. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a tell and show rather. You know what I'm saying? I told you what I would do in my word. Now I'm actually showing you.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I gave you this break because you didn't realize how heavy you were. It's like, I don't know if I used this example before on the pod, but it's like if you at the beach or you at the ocean and you try to start walking back to shore, and it's a little bit harder to get back than what you thought it was. You're like, dang, bro, I didn't realize I was out this far. That's how tired I was when I was working that job. Like, I didn't realize how heavy that job was until God took it off of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mental was like, my work-life balance was off. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, until you take that time out and you sit down, you're like, dang, bro, like, I ain't know, I was just tired. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of, that's why I said it's tied together on what's been heavy and what's been light, because the blessing that came out of, you know what I'm saying, this halftime, as I would call it, because I'll be back to work in a little bit, but we was always raised and brought up to work. Yeah. So my mind is like, I'm not at the level that I'm supposed to be at. Even though I got a job lined up, I'm still, it's a weird space. You know what I'm saying? Being Tommy is a weird space. You know what I'm saying? For a man that ain't worth nothing, being Tommy is golden. You know what I'm saying? But for a man that's been raised to get up and go, and you know what I'm saying, your hands is trained, bro, being Tommy is a whole nother mental season, because another blessing out of it has been I've become way more intentional with my mental too. So I'm intentional about getting up and listening to Dr. Miles Monroe and pouring into myself. Like, and I mean, like, going down, scrolling, you know what I'm saying? All right, what he talking about? What he talking about? What he talking about? Boom. Let me pour this into myself instead of getting up and running a playlist off of Apple. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting up before I'm listening to from Rick Ross to Real Boston Richie. You know what I'm saying? Like, not that they ain't talking about nothing besides some money, you know what I'm saying? Whatever else they be on. But that's been a blessing too, though, is being very intentional about my mental.
That's good. That's good. Intentionality. Because it can, if not, before you know it, man, you can be on a hamster wheel, man, with a whole bunch of stuff that ain't got no type of meat on the bone for real, bro. Like, and it'll take for somebody or somebody to say something, or you used to hear a message, bro. You be like, I really been wasting my time on whatever it is, like, and that and all that like go tie into, like you said, what we talking about with the mental health, because your mind can get sick just like your body can.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? And it can also be healed just like your body can, depending on, I guess, per se, for the sake of what hospital you're going to for your mind. What's your mental hospital? Like, who are we going?
Right?
You feel me? Like, where are we going to get healed at for our mental hospital? Are you falling back on, you know what I'm saying? Are you self-medicating with, you know, whatever it may be, whatever drugs, drink, or are you self-medicating, or are you really locking in on your mental and feeding the things that can help you continue to progress just going forward? Or are you gonna be stuck in that hamster wheel?
Come on, man.
That made me think of the word, Chuck, where it said, let this mind be in you that was also in Christ Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's really speaking to the attitude. Like, Jesus' attitude was one of humility. Like, and me and my best friend was talking about this maybe a few weeks ago. And this was a point that the Lord brought out to me, because I was getting frustrated when I be trying to do something and I'm locked in. Like you said, when you driving, your wife trying to talk to you, you like, bro, I'm trying to organize A, B, C, and D. Like, that's how my daughter is. So we in a car, she be like, hey, daddy, remember this? And I kind of, get frustrated, and she can pick up on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, my daughter can tell if I answer her yes, ma'am, or yes, lay, if I got an attitude. So for real, if I say yes, lay, she know, let me leave him alone. If I say yes, ma'am, then it's a green light. So the Lord had checked me about that one day, and he was like, you get frustrated with her when you trying to think through something, you trying to figure something out. But think about Jesus and how many times he was on his way to do something completely different, and he was interrupted because he had what somebody else needed.
That's good, Clay.
Your daughter's only coming to you with what she knows you have that she needs.
That's what's up, Clay.
So how would you feel if I got frustrated with you, but you coming at me and I got what you need?
Teach it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he was like, a big part of your frustration in your mental it's because you're not humble enough. He was like, I've taught you how to be a gentleman. Now I'm trying to teach you how to be a humble man. And to be a humble man means how well you accept inconvenience into your life. Jesus never really got an attitude like when the woman that was touched the hem of his garment. When he was on his way to go do something else, the one man said, hey, you don't even got to come, bro. Just send the word. But how well do you accept inconvenience? And that alleviated so much stress in my mind. Like, bro, throughout the day, you got to be humble enough to accept inconveniences. Be it traffic, a text message, your daughter, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is. And that alleviated so much stress in my mind to just almost kind of like not be prepared for them, but kind of anticipate them. You know what I'm saying? So that if they come, it's like, I got my umbrella just in case.
You know, my dad used to always say, and he still says to this day, it's going to get worse before it get better. You know, and just you think about how practical that is just far as life. Like, you be in traffic and you already upset because traffic long. Then somebody cut you off. It got worse before.
Now you hot.
Yeah, you feel me? But like, if you can anticipate that, like you said, and you can build inconvenience into your day, I think that's another thing. Even going back to what y'all was saying earlier, you know, with time, and like working, I think that like that's an inconvenience to a working man, to somebody that's really trying to go after it, trying to grind. Time can sometimes be an inconvenience. Time spent with family, time with this, but doesn't mean that they're an inconvenience. It just means that you have not made the time. You have not made it. There's no room in your schedule to say, oh, no, I can do this later because this is more important.
Keep it a buck, though. Half the time, you really be yourself that you need to be frustrated with. Keep it all the way a beam, man. Like, because if it's something that you haven't checked off your list because you ain't did it yet, bro, it might be procrastination.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now you done waited too long and too wrong to where that procrastination is catching up with you. So now every little thing or a little person might poke the bear, you know what I'm saying, per se. Like, and I ain't saying that's every time, but a lot of times it be that when you go back and look at it, you know what I'm saying? But like, bro, that's really on you, bro. Like, you need to chill out.
To use an analogy you used on me, like years ago, you be having short wicks. But the thing is, you burnt your wick down that short. So now when somebody else needs some of your wick, it's not their fault that it's that short. You burnt that wick and you sat there and let that mug burn and burn and burn and burn. And you knew, hey, I'm attached to 5 different other things. I'm attached to my wife. I'm attached to my kids. I'm attached to my job. I'm attached to my ministry. I'm attached to my health. I'm attached to my calling. We are limited resources.
So what I think, though, too, is also we got to think about not only seasons we be in, or just like Shock said earlier, man, we're getting older. You know what I'm saying? And like some of the things that you had patience for, or some of the things that we would let slide before, we no longer going no more. You know what I'm saying? Because it's
crazy
like
you said that, because I was going to ask this after EJ said what he said. Have y'all ever burned out and still served, and you was burnt out from church or your family?
Yes.
Now, I shouldn't even say if. I guess I should say when that happens. How do you handle it, and how do you get back in the game?
Hold on. Can you before you answer, can you reframe the question so I can just better understand it?
Yep. It says, have you ever burned out while still serving in church or family? And then if so, this is just my add-on. If so, how you bounce back and get back in the game? Because there's really no timeouts from family. Church, you can take PTO. If you did the car washes and did the Easter suits as a kid, I got enough church PTO. You can't see me till 2027. You know what I mean? So
my bucket is good.
I'm straight. You know what I mean?
Overflow.
As many car washes as we did as kids.
I think for me, I would say recently, mine was on Mother's Day. So we traveled to Cleveland for Mother's Day. So after I worked a baseball tournament. So I was out there from 7 a.m. till 4. I get to the house. My wife and kids is not there, but they ready to go. How you ready to go when you ain't there? But it's Mother's Day weekend. I'm already tired, So what do? I drive to Cleveland. When I get to Cleveland,
This is after the
the
baseball.
baseball. This is after the baseball tournament. So now I done drove 2.5 hours to Cleveland. I get to Cleveland, right? Mind you, we're on the freeway. We get off the freeway. Now everybody is hungry after we done made it to our destination where we're laying our head down. Now it's, can you go get me some food? All right, now y'all playing with me because we was just out and about. But I said that to continue until it's just like it was a busy day in the morning time. Next day is Mother's Day. What I got to do? Get up. Got to go get flowers. Got to make sure everybody got everything that they need. Then pulling up because the stores is busy because everybody is last minute. Now supposed to be at church at 10. We pulling up at 10:30. Now we late. I'm being yelled at because now it's my fault. You know what I'm saying?
How you deal with all that?
I had to go. I'm gonna be honest with you, completely honest with you. Church service was really good. It talked about the difference between being thirst for something and being thirsty.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that they broke it down, it was like way crazy. Like she went crazy. But how I dealt with it, and to be honest with you, man, I went and sat in the car and I prayed. You know, I told God, I said, man, listen, God, I'm coming to you. I'm extremely frustrated right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to ruin this day. I don't want to make this day about me or my mood, my emotions, God. So I'm asking you to check me in this moment and allow me to be okay. Let me be okay to show up for others. You know what I'm saying? Because in this moment, me being frustrated, me being, because I ain't get enough sleep, or, I'm tired. Hey, I chose you to take care of this family. And with me choosing you to take care of this family, man, you know what I put in front of you. And God always checked me with this. I never put more on you than I can handle. Or I never put more on you than what you can handle.
Chalk, how you be bouncing back in the game?
All right, so just kind of piggybacking off Young, man. Like one thing, like as far as with the burnout, with me, it be the same. I ain't gonna lie, it be the same. I be in the gym shooting the same shots with this. I ain't gonna lie. So whenever I call myself getting in that burnout mode or getting in that mode where I think like, man, I do X, Y, and Z. I do this, I do that. I get into the mode where I throw my own pity party internally, talking to myself about it, run down the whole checklist of what I think I'm right about. And it always come back to it when it's time to flip the switch on the other side of it, though. It's like, from a guy perspective, like, are you not built for this, bro? Like, would you rather it be somebody else tending to yours like this?
Right.
Like, have I not give you everything that you need to be equipped to handle this? You might not like it while you're going through it, but you are built to handle this. And then flip the switch to be whatever it might be, if it's my kids or my wife. Like, remember, your daughter McKinley is. What did she ask you for, bro? Like, she does everything under the sun you ask her to do. Never gets in trouble. Grades is good. So if she have a slip up on something, bro, you need to give her 10 times the grace over. I think we kind of talked about this on the last pod with your wife, bro. Look at your wife plate. Everything she got on her plate, bro. You don't expect her to have something to where she's frustrated about something, and you her husband. So who else she gonna come to about this? Or do you want her talking to somebody else about her frustrations? Another man.
Church.
You want another man slipping in there and playing a nice guy, playing the, you know what I'm saying? I got all the answers to all your problems.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? You want that to be the case? All right, man, you better straighten up and fly right, bro. Go ahead. It's cool. We had this conversation. But all right, go back to the word. You know what it is. Lock back in and go love on your family the way you need to be loved on, because it's going to be them times where can't nobody else bring you out of no funk that you in other than your family, bro. No matter who you talk to, it's going to be them. And they might not even have to say nothing. Just by how they live their lives and daily and being around you and how happy they are about just being in the Menchaca family, bro. Like that could be a cure for a lot of stuff that you got on your plate. So just stay locked in, man. And all right, you have your pity party, but just make sure it come back to the side where it need to be on.
Yeah. I be feeling like that with my kids, and I feel like it goes both ways. Like, even like what Cleo was talking about earlier, like you didn't, or I think that was you. You said it's your own fault. Y'all don't know how many times I done got on my boys, and I'm like rushing them, And I'm like, bro, why you rushing them? Like, I had to stop myself. Like, bro, you over here really developing a whole attitude right now because they dragging their feet when, and this be truth be told, because I'm at home all day. You could have had all that done. all day. I mean, yeah, you might have had other stuff to do, but you line up your priorities daily, not your kids. And I be feeling like sometimes, like, you know, even as a kid, I remember always feeling like I ain't asked to be here. You know, my parents moved us out to Pickerington. I ain't asked to move out to Pickerington. I was cool in the hood. But that's the same sentiment from them. Hey, man, we ain't asked to have to go to Kroger's. You got to go to Kroger's, and you trying to rush us to put our shoes on, and you really ain't even gave me 30 seconds to put my shoes on. And I ain't gonna lie, that's like a problem of mine. I'm like, quick, come on. But I feel like I'm rushing because I didn't properly prepare for what's like. If I gotta shoot, why you rushing them now? Your bag should have been in the car. You know what I mean? Like, and so I think it is like going back and reflecting and looking back like, nah, that's all me. You know what I mean? Like, they ain't do nothing. And then, like you said, I love that, like, you know, like, I be having to remind myself of who Inez is. You know what I mean? Like, you got to remind yourself of who your children is. You'll let that one moment rob them. Now, like yesterday, I had to put Inez in check because, you know, for some reason, I don't know what it was, but him and his mom was playing. He got the bucket, like you know, like stood tall. I had to break him down, like all the way down. But I had to find how to do it in a loving way because I could have easily just stood up. Hey, who you talking to? Stood over him, made him feel little, all that.
Mm-hmm.
But I sat there. Now, I did raise my voice because I feel like I'm a father. So at the end of the day, he was such in whatever trance he was in. My voice, if you don't snap out from my voice, then it could escalate to there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I use that as like a measuring point to see, how serious is this? And I yelled at him, and he settled down, started getting watery eyed. I could tell he's angry about something. But then after we prayed, I just had to tell him, like, hey, listen, man, that's my wife. Before she was your mom, she's my wife.
Mm.
If you ever talk to her like that or ever brush up against her like that again, it's going to be totally different. But I felt like, and he's grounded, you know what I mean? But like, I felt like that was way better conflict resolution. I love that the church is studying that now, you know what I mean? But conflict resolution to even dealing with my kid. And like, sometimes we don't even think that we have to have some type of conflict resolution because they a kid. You a
that's
kid.
good, though.
Stay in the kid's place. No,
That's
like
good.
even in the point where I really and truly, like, I feel like if I would have did that to my mom, my dad would have.
What straight full Nelson?
This-
Hey, straight full Nelson. Like, what's
I
wrong
would
with you?
not be on
Body
the pod
shots.
right
Like,
now.
come on, man.
Straight up. Y'all remember they had that was like a little prank they had going around. It was like kid talk to mom,
talking they
mom crazy in front of their dad, and all the dads spaz. Like,
Yeah, they like,
they
hold on,
hopped up, like, hey
what?
man, who you talking to? Some
Like,
of them
on
couldn't
some
even
straight
snap out of
pressure.
it. Like,
Yeah.
the mama had to get up and it's a prank, it's a joke. Like,
And don't joke around with me. Like,
You gotta know your personnel. Like, it's some men you can't joke with. Like,
man, you can't, bro. They crazy for real. Like, they don't
like
what?
there is no reeling it back in. It's a prank and all that.
yeah.
It's like being on a roller coaster. Like, bro,
it happens.
you got to wait till he get off. Like,
So that
he's mad. Like,
so
you're
that kind of remind me. So y'all know I got a 16-year-old, and so she does these little prank things. And what she did was she says she get in the car and she says, I want to run this prank on my grandparents or whatever. So we sitting down and she's just recording the video. So she's asking them, you know what I'm saying, simple questions or whatever. So she started off answering them simple questions, and they was like, why are you being weird? And she was like, I ain't being weird, the fuck. And I'm like, whoa.
Oh.
I'm like, hold on.
86 that right there.
Her
Or you
uncle,
get you and me killed.
so her grandfather was just like, hey, I don't know if you playing. He was like, say it one more time because I couldn't hear you say it the first.
Anytime an old black man
Come on,
asks
tell
me
you to say it
anything
again.
twice,
Would you say it one more time so I can make sure I got
he
you?
heard you the first time. He's just trying to register to make sure
yeah.
his response is correct to this action. What's something practical that y'all do though, like to keep y'all's mind together?
Therapy. Like for me, ever since my father passed away, it'll be 10 years this year. And, you know, dang, it sounds crazy even saying it. Like, dang, man, my father passed away 10 years ago, man. Like, so then when I think back to 10 years, I think back, where was I at in that time? So, you know, I actively, you know, started going to counseling. And as I uncovered a lot of trauma that I dealt with when I was a kid, a lot of trauma that I dealt with just coming up, period, you know, it brings me back to, you know what I'm saying, I want to break these generational curses, you know. Like, my dad screamed a lot. I'm a loud person, but I see it in my son. So now it take me back to what EJ just said. Like, dang, like, you yell and scream all day. How you getting mad at him for yelling and screaming when he paying attention to you? He watching you, what you do. He watching how you respond. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, dang, now when I go home today, though, it's like, you know, checking myself in these moments. You know what I'm saying? Like, EJ, like you said, hey, when my son, we sat there, we prayed. After we prayed, you know, I still punished him. I still grounded him. But, like, I had to let him know in that moment, like, the way you being, you can't do this. You know what I'm saying? This ain't working. So it's like, you know,
I also think that's knowing your child too, you know, and knowing like your spouse and knowing the relationship you have with them. I know if I for me to stand over Inez and try to belittle him, that's not solving anything.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna make him be fearful. See, my thing is I'm still trying to keep trust there. So that as he grows and he gets older, he knows that the correction comes because you did something wrong. Not because I don't love you. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like sometimes even in our reaction, is it really out of love? You know what I'm saying? Like our voice, the inflection of your tone. I remember my brother Lacey is about 6'3", 400 pounds. 6'4", 6'3", 400 pounds. Big boy. He got 2 girls. And I remember one day they did something and he yelled at him. I remember my dad checked him so fast. He said, listen, you ain't got to talk to them like that. I know I used to talk to y'all like that. But you big enough. She's scared already. You got to learn how to develop what is that thing that you're going to have with your kid. You know, and mine's like, I could just look. And if I give him a look, everything will cease.
They talked about the verbals and the non-verbals. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like the facial expressions and but you know, like back in the day, if your parents looked at you a certain kind of way, you like, man, dang, I could tell you every last one of my mother and father looks. That look mean I'm gonna get a whooping. That look mean she gonna smack me once she get in the close range. That look mean I'm gonna get the pinch under the underarm. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that one mean I can't go to the party this weekend. That one mean shoot, now I'm really in trouble. You know what I mean? So it's like, just need to take it back.
Yeah.
Recently for me though, Clee, to answer that, like, I noticed I've been doing more of is I've been praying at the start of my day, just asking God to guide me through in situations throughout my day, whatever gonna pop up. Just help me to handle it with grace, God. Help me to handle it with sound mind, spiritual, you know. It's been like I've never been one to have a struggle with like mental health. Thank God, you know, I've been just really just decompress. For me, it's always a decompress. I just need to decompress, and how I do it usually, sometimes I gotta think on it. Like it ain't even about me lashing out or crashing out. I might have to take a day or two to think on what's really going on. I might be quiet in the process, but that process is the process for me to keep me from being, like you said, a crash out. But just praying to start my days off, and even just random. It's been a lot of randomly prayers throughout the day. All right, God, whatever's about to happen, I don't know. Just if it's something that stands out, just let me handle it with grace, Lord, and teach me how to handle it, and convict me if I don't. you know, I'm asking for that. Like, just convict me, Lord, so I can get this thing right and get better at it, man. And
Well, even if he don't convict you, he gonna get you the test again. Believe that. That's why I'm chuckling.
man,
Because like, bruh, when you don't get it right, you gonna get a repeat. You gonna get that test again.
bro, Groundhog Day.
Believe that. The thing that's pivoted for me, I was looking at the list of suggestions. Running and working out. Like I started running during a really tough time in my life because I couldn't leave the crib. For the most part, I ain't had no whip. So when I started running, I noticed that my mental health and my physical overall, I just felt better.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But now I realize like that's an intricate part of my life. You know what I'm saying? Like at first I was trying to do it like to not be fat, you know, whatever else. But now like that physical workout is imperative in my life. Not only that, not just praying, but praying at the top of my day. Like praying at the top of my day is almost like an insurance policy for me that anything that happens in my day, when I go back and watch the tape, I have peace about it because the Lord will remind, like sometimes things will be wild in my life and I'll be like, bro, I did not handle that right. And the Lord will stop me like, but didn't you pray before I told you to go in there? And I'll be like, yeah. He's like, well, then everything you said is you're good with me. So like praying at the top of my day. And then this phrase that the Lord gave me at the top of this year, he told me to start asking him for divine direction every day. Ask me for divine direction, like to make sure that I think I said this on another pod, like I want to make sure I'm moving correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So when I pray at the top of my day, and if something goes off script, quote unquote, that it wasn't on my itinerary or schedule or goes left, and I don't know if I handled it the right way, or I don't know if I had something else scheduled I was supposed to get done off my checklist and I don't get it done, my peace for my mind is that, dude, you've already prayed over this your whole day.
Mm-hmm.
So your day went how God wanted your day to go, not how you wanted your day to go.
Right.
Because a lot of the times for myself, I can't speak for nobody else, I'll get frustrated if things don't go. I'm a planner. Like I have to, just the way my life has been, I got to be a planner. I have to be the captain of my ship.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, this mug going to end up just bobbling at sea. So I'm a planner. You know what I'm saying? If things don't go according to my itinerary, all right, I got to be out of here by this time. I got to hit this point. I got to do this. I got about 15 minutes of a lag time. I'm talking about even at the gym. All right, I got about an hour to work out. I got 55 minutes to work out, about 5 minutes to talk. Because I know somebody going to want to talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, I put all those things in. But to get out this rabbit hole, it's just that that insurance policy of prayer in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, because sometimes things happen so fast, you don't got time to pray.
Mm-hmm.
And I really didn't believe that, you know what I'm saying, until things really happen and you really don't have enough time to talk to God the way that you need to talk to God. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, that's really good that you even saying that, because now it takes me back to something that I've been intentional about doing. So what I've been doing even with my children is I'll ask us all together, when we're all together, hey, what's something that you want us to pray for you? So what do? All of me and all my kids, they go around, they all give me one thing that they want me to pray for. Then I say a prayer.
That's good.
But then you know what I do after that? I get them all individually alone. And then I ask them. Because you know what I'm saying? Sometimes they don't want to tell, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes A3 ain't going to want to tell me what's going on with him in front of Cass. Or, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes Cody don't want to tell me what's going on in front of Cass and A3. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, then you got to have that individual time to now where it's like,
I love that.
you know what I mean? Because then that brings, that let them know what we talk about, what was EJ talking about? Fatherhood. I'm a father. You know what I'm saying? I'm your protector. I'm letting you know that I'm here for you. I got you. You know what I'm saying? But who's the overall protector? God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's protecting me to be able to protect you. You know what I mean? So how do we protect each other? We take our weapons. Got your Bible. We pray. You know what I'm saying? We believe in God. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we just trying to show our kids the right way to go. That's all we want to do. Yeah. I just want to teach you the right way. You know what I'm saying? And I know you're going to make some errors. I know you're going to, but again, our steps is already written. We done fought a lot of the battles that our children have already fought. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm trying to break these generational curses. So, because I don't know if my son's going to get to the point to where he's be able to handle certain things that I done went through. I don't know if he can handle, you know what I'm saying, the type of pain and family turmoil you know what I'm saying, things that I done went through, you know.
This is a complete pivot from what we're supposed to be talking about with mental health, but you just said something in that. This is the second time you brought up breaking generational curses. We are entrusted with those by God in this generation. That, okay, this has been in your lineage through your dad's dad, and now I entrust it to you that when it runs into you, that you're the last generation that it's going to actually live in. That's what grace is really for.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and when you're on a journey of breaking a generational curse, like I've broken one. And the course for one, I had no idea I was on that trajectory. Two, looking back at it, it's like, bro, if you would have ran the script for me and told me what I was about to do, you can have this whole mug back. Get this to Bobby Jr. He the oldest anyway. Get this to my brother. He the oldest boy anyway. Yes, you know what I'm saying? He the oldest. Give this to him. You know what I mean? Like, and it actually does tie into mental health, because it's like, if we knew what God was entrusting us with, we might not go through with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But what you're doing with your family, you're breaking generational curses. You creating a space that I haven't. I'm not gonna say you didn't have it, that you haven't spoken about, at least on the pod.
Mm-hmm.
That you're creating that for your kids.
Yeah.
To be able to sit and talk and create, because Chalk said he does that too with the family. You know what I'm saying? To sit down, hey, what's something that, what'd you say? You want what?
What's something that made you angry?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Creating those spaces, and we didn't come from that. We came from sit down, shut up, yes ma'am, no ma'am, be quiet while grown folks is talking. You know what I'm saying? So,
Go upstairs.
All of that. You know what I'm saying? Go back in the house. Kid ain't even said what they needed yet. Like, kid could be in an emergency, bro. Like, kid coming out to tell you ain't no toilet paper and they didn't just pooped, and you just, hey, go back in there.
Right.
Now kid stuck with the mud, but now you mad in the morning. Like,
seeing the moments come to like life right in front of you, that'll be so fulfilling, man. Like when you talk to your kid about something and you see it resonate. Like today I had something with my kids. We was waiting to get in the gym before we start training or whatever. And I hear a man in the back, he whining a little bit, and he tell Kenny, like, you not my sister. I'm like, man, why you say that? Why you say that to Kenny? He's like, because I'm angry. I said, you angry? I said, why you angry? He said, because he explained to me Kenny did something. I said, why Kenny do that? He kept going. I just kept asking why to see if he can get down to the bottom of it. And it worked. And I was like, you can't say stuff like that, man. Like, I'm not your sister. I said, because if Kenny told you that you're not her brother, you would be sad, man. That would hurt you. And I said, so you can't say stuff like that, man. It's okay to be angry. And I went back to sometimes if you're angry, man, you got to take a deep breath a couple times. Mm-hmm. Just take a deep breath, man. And like 2 minutes later, I heard him in the back seat on his own say, Kenley, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff. And I didn't even look back. Like, I just was smiling, looking forward, like, thank you, God, that type of stuff.
Letting them have their moment.
Right. I mean, because sometimes, too, like, it's going to be like a Moses type of mentality where you might not even see the promised land of the generational blessings that you put forth. You know what I'm saying? Some of this stuff is not for you to see, but it's for you to plant. You know what I'm saying? Word. Just to make sure that we are providing that to move forward. So sometimes you're not gonna see the promise, man, on that Moses type time.
Man, that alleviates to the point of the topic. That alleviates a lot of pressure in our mind too, though. Like, you may not be here to see this, but and I'm speaking as the Lord. Like, you have to trust the Lord's word enough to know my word is faithful beyond the grave. Like, I'm on the other side of it. Like, my mother, I'm a living manifestation of my mother's prayers, anointing, all of that. My mother had passed away. This is my 19th Mother's Day that I just celebrated with my mother in the grave. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things that me and my siblings do that we know, like, we're covered, but my mom don't see it. You know what I'm saying? Not in the capacity that I think she would have wanted to see it. Right. You know what I'm saying? But having that in my wheelhouse, it alleviates it for me. All right, I may not see my daughter do X, Y, Z things, but I know the type of God that I serve. You know what I'm saying? Because to what he was saying earlier about how we parent our kids, sometimes we put unnecessary pressure on them because of our lack of planning. Yeah. So if we haven't planned in our mind, Lord, this is in your hands. This is going to go how you want it to go. But if I'm trying to press something to be manifested in my time and I'm pressing something that's out of time, I'm throwing a whole bunch of things off.
That reminds me of something really quick that you said. Well, I mean, it just made me think of my own life. Like, all right, mental health. So things that I dealt with was anxiety, you know what I'm saying, stress, you know. But in these situations, am I adding stress and anxiety to my kids? You know what I'm saying? So the same thing that I'm struggling with, right? It's the same thing that I'm putting onto my children.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, if my son is stressed out in a situation, that's okay. But I can't be more stressful and give him more anxiety because he's already stressed in the situation. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, dang, you know, what I learned, even from this pod, hey, taking a step back. You know what I'm saying? Let me look at this from both views. You know what I mean? Like Mike say, when he talking to man, hold on, let me make sure I'm asking you the necessary questions. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if you can uncover or you can get to the bottom of this. You know what I'm saying? By yourself. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
hard for men to do too, man. I feel like it's harder for men to do than it is women. Because like I told you, remember I gave the example about Zay and the blow out the candles, right? Like women, they take their time, and I don't know if that's just that nurturing side.
Yeah.
But they take their time with kids. Like even when they mad, they take the time. The only time I see Megan not take her time is when she's taking her time 3 or 4 times, and now it's like you should just know. But they take their time to ask those questions. I'm not a question guy. I probably suck at arguing because like when me and my wife used to get into it, she asked me, well, break this down. Help me understand. I don't know how to make you understand. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just call spade a spade. That's just how it was with me. I don't know how to make you understand.
I don't know how to make
I don't know.
Like, she asking me all these questions and all that. It just make me even more confused. I'm like, bro, I ain't come to talk. Came to say what I had to say and leave dramatically.
Mic drop, man. Bye.
Like, you know what I mean?
And you messing up my exit with all these questions.
Like,
But listen.
I turn around and it's like, so what about this? I'm like,
But hey, you know what's so funny about that though? Because listen, us as man, right? We'll come to our wives. We got all the points laid out. Next thing you know, you apologize and then you like, dang, she done got me again, man. How's they good at this? Like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, bro.
One thing all this all tie into as well is that, especially just with this generation, man, that we need to focus more. It's the mental health, but on the flip side of it, it's emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
How to be intelligent when you're in your emotions, bro. Like, because it's going to happen. You're going to get in your feelings.
Yeah.
But how are you going to handle your feelings? So that emotional intelligence, man, I'm thankful for one of my jobs I went through before, like years ago, had the training on that. Like, and I learned a lot from it, and it helped me in my household, with my wife, and with my kids.
Intelligence.
Emotional intelligence, bro. A lot of people lack it. Like, it's so.
The filter for it, my last relationship, man, my girl, ex-girl, whatever you want to call her.
It's up to you. We can't call it that.
Ex-girl.
Make it plain, man. Make it plain.
Hey, she might be watching, man.
She probably will watch this. Like, we still cool, so it's all love. But no, we talked through this one time because she noticed, like, when I take off, I don't breathe. And I didn't notice that.
You said when you
Hold on.
what?
When
Like
I
in the
take
car?
off, like, if I get to going with my mouth, like, and let somebody having it,
Oh,
I don't breathe.
I thought you was like talking about like in the car. I was about to be like,
Nah,
okay.
I got a kid. I can't be doing
EJ
crazy
said
stuff.
that too. Said like in the car.
Yeah, like no, that's
Like
what I thought it was.
this.
Hey, you see, we asked for clarification.
No, I'm saying like when I've been patient enough, and my patience is at 0. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
got you. I'm with you.
and I end up taking off on you. You know what I'm saying? Cutting you up. Like, all right, I done been patient enough. Now, the gloves is off. The love is done. You know what I'm saying? Put it for you like that. So the difference is, it's like your feelings are valid. Your behaviors are still up to chance. Your feelings are always valid. Now, what you do with said feelings, that's where you can get into the wrong at. You know what I'm saying? Like, And not only that is you can get into being wrong and how you're right. Like when you are in the right, all right, do you just beat people over the head with it, or do you still approach that with humility and grace?
So would you rather be right or would you rather be happy?
I'd rather be right. Being right makes me happy. So
He ain't lying.
It's a
I know
both.
that fool. He ain't lying. I know that fool. When it come to that, me and Cleeta had some talks.
Hey.
Situations.
He
Like,
like,
well,
I'm right, right?
was she in her right for doing this? Like, okay then. So what we talk about here, Clee? Like, no. that ain't how it go, Chuck.
There's a way. There's another chapter that
Like,
has
Chuck, like that ain't your line.
You like, no, hold up, Chuck. But look,
Let me try this one on you. Hold on, I got one more trick.
hear me out.
That's funny.
Oh man.
What you think? I mean, like the more of the story. It sounds like, stay prayed up. For real. You know what I mean?
It's
Like
an insurance policy.
I like that though. Like, and I never thought about it like that. Like, and that's like probably one of the places I definitely could be better at is like praying before I get up. But I love that, and it's just like even
Glory to God.
You feel
You know
like
what I
you're
mean?
you feel like you're a strong prayer? Like do you feel like you're like strong when it comes to praying?
yeah, for sure.
Do you feel like you could pray for other people?
Man, I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like I pray for other people.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
in
like
my own spare time. You
so
know
if
what
somebody was to come to you and say like, "Hey, EJ, can you pray for me for this?"
yeah, for
Could you
sure.
pray for him?
I mean? Yeah, I would.
All right, good. So we looking for a man to join the prayer ministry here. At the
I
church.
knew this was going somewhere.
Girl done gave you he done
So,
gave you an interview.
You know, thank you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna make sure I get him over.
My wife, she was a prayer warrior. You know what I mean, for New Birth, and they asked her to come back, and she's definitely considering it. You know, man. I don't know, man. I feel like unless I'm trying to stay obedient to what God calls me to. So if he was to call me to that,
I'm with you.
I'm definitely gonna stay
I'm
obedient.
with
There's
you.
been times, bro, like I was out of the shoot with Yav and them. Well, Yav wasn't there, but it was his whole Canvas crew. And there was just some dude out there, and God just put it on my heart to give him some money and pray with him. You know what I mean? I don't know what his situation really was, but
Just trying to be
I just
obedient.
prayed over him. It was a cold day. You know what I mean? He out there, just I do have a heart for the homeless. You know what I mean? And people that don't have
Mhm.
as much. So like, I'm always praying for the homeless.
I got you.
You know what I mean? But just to say I'm going to be a prayer warrior at New Birth, who gonna do the film? We gotta talk about that.
It's enough prayer warriors. Trust me.
Say think about it.
The
Bro,
whole
and you know the
joint
crazy
about
thing
it.
is they more come out. They like pop out like when there's more people that need prayer. I seen Chalk do it this Sunday. Like he was just chilling, and then there was somebody that needed it, and he just popped out.
Yeah, we come
And I
down from the
think
praise
I love
team on
that.
that.
You know what I mean? Like I love that. It is like it don't have to be like you like ordained prayer warrior.
So
no,
you could put
like
the camera down.
Here
and
we
pray
go.
for
You're not
the-
gonna
or
let
you
this
can-
go.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying we need
Let
more
this
men.
man operate in his
mute his
gifts.
mic. I got full control. The mic is his. What color is he? He's blue. I'm glad I got blue
Keep
labels.
talking.
But no, though, I think
Oh, no,
even
you
when
blue.
even going back to talking about prayer, real quick, this was a couple of Sundays ago, and my son had a real rough morning. He had a real rough morning, and I was at the front of the church and I was praying. So my son was sitting next to my wife in the front row, and then my wife says, "Hey, go up to your father and get prayer." Right. So he says, he comes up to me and swinging his shoulders. You know how your son do when he upset about something. He swing his shoulders. So
Like when Red went to that
Yeah.
car, they got to change that.
yeah. And so you know how I'm already aggravated that that's how you coming up to the front of the church. You know what I'm saying? So he says, he's like, Mommy told me, Mommy said, pray for me. So I looked down, I grabbed him, and me and Shock, we kind of made eye contact. So I'm just like, perfect. You know what? Let me just try to give you, you know what I'm saying? Because again, that's one thing I do love about our church is it's like a village. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everybody know who everybody kids is. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not getting mad at y'all checking my son for doing something he ain't supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but in the same sense though, I want you to also to be able to feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are we're a village, we're a family. So
Yeah.
I asked Mike to pray for my son, right? And in that moment, I felt like maybe he would hear something from Mike. And I'm telling you, after Mike prayed for him, I don't know what they talked about, what he prayed for him for, what he said, anything. Rest of the day, A3 was completely different. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm mental, like whole mood with all that. You know what I'm
I
saying?
remember that,
like,
bro. I asked him like when we was talking, and I was like, I had asked him, I'm like, so A3, what you need to be, what you need prayer for, bro? Like, I'm like, no, I said, what you really want prayer for? What do you need to work on? And I remember that, and you was like, you looking, you just stepped away too, like for a sec, like, go ahead, like, and I appreciated that you trusted me with him in that space. I'm like, what you need to pray for, A3? And me and you having conversations, so I know, and he said it, like my anger, you know what I'm saying? So, and when he said it, it let me know that what you be saying to him resonate because you be talking to us about that. So like, and we just got it in. I talked to him like a young man, like A3, like you got to control this on your own, man. Like, hey, your dad, your mama can't do this. I'm like, you got to do this, A3, because when you get angry, it's going to affect everybody else around you, but you the only one that got the total control over it. Nobody else can control it. So I'm like, so you need to pray about this too, A3. Like, I'm glad you said it and you recognize it. That's the best thing, is that you recognize what you need to work on, A3. That is, I'm glad, I love to hear that from you. So let's pray about this now. And we went into prayer. And like you said, God said what he needed to say through me. And like you said, I could tell from when he walked up there and from when he walked away.
you could tell
just
the
tell body language.
Yeah, the body language was different. Yeah, but it's like, I mean, and even in this room though, you know what I'm saying? I think like the most though, I think probably, not saying I'm just keeping count, but you know, Clee done pray for me plenty of times. You know what I'm saying? I done been dealing with things. I done came to Clee at the front of the church, bawling my eyes out, crying before. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, I need you to pray for me before. You know what I'm saying? Just pray for me, you know? But it's just like God showing you that you don't always got to do this alone. You know what I'm saying? We always think sometimes that we got to be alone or we got to do this by ourselves, or it's not somebody else out here that can feel your pain or can feel your struggles. And you know what I'm saying? God speak to different people, you know what I'm saying? Speak through different people to get to you. You know what I'm saying? That's why the saying like, oh, you may be the one to plant the seed, but you ain't the one to need to water it, or you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I learn a lot from all you guys, especially when I go back and watch these piles. I'll be like, dang, I missed it. I don't even remember him saying that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
It'd be a lot. It'd be a lot of content squeezed into. It'd be real concentrated. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a lot of content squeezed into this hour, or it's supposed to be an hour, but you know, we jib jab. But no, to that point though, Young, to kind of wrap it up, that's something else that helps in our mental health as well, is community. To know that, excuse me, I'm not the only one that's going through this, or I'm not the only one that can feel what this feels like to go through this. You know what I'm saying? Especially as we get older in life, after a while, everybody got a story. You know what I'm saying? After a while, they all start intersecting somehow, some way.
Or I didn't experience this, or I didn't did that.
Between experiences, situations, circumstances, everybody, you know what I'm saying, going to intersect somehow, some way. But also knowing that I can go to somebody and be 100% vulnerable. I think that is super pivotal. I think that's super huge, be it for y'all spouses, be it another brother. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, it's my best friend. You know what I'm saying? Like me and bro talk about everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like to the point we call, hey, am I tripping on this? Like, I'm going to let you vent, but I'm going to tell you, you look, he kind of act like a girl, bro.
You value those. You value those relationships.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Because here's the thing: either you're gonna be ignorant to what you need to hear, or you have to have somebody in your corner that's gonna be able that can say what needs to be said to you without you being offended, or even if you are offended, without you leaving and moving your heart's disposition towards that person.
But offense is something that you choose. So you can choose. You're choosing to be offended.
You can choose offense or you can choose growth.
Correct.
Yeah.
We learn that with our spouses, right? I ain't like what you said.
Yeah.
But was a point made. So are we gonna talk about your feelings or the point?
Hey, listen, time out. We gotta take it back one time though. I say, Would you rather be right or would you rather be happy? Clee said with a straight face, I'd rather be right.
And that's the realest thing you heard
He
today
said-
on this podcast.
Right makes me happy.
I'd rather be
When I'm right, I'm happy.
and when I'm right, I'm happy.
Nah, I think a good topic, bro. Definitely to even piggyback off of this, a part 2 of the power of the village, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just
Absolutely.
there's so much.
I love my village.
We talk about how like community is just so important, bro. And you think about how we was raised as youngins, man. I remember my dad got 7 boys, right? All of us got the same head. When we walked down the street, they knew we was Jackson boys by the head, and they'd snatch you up in a heartbeat, and it was okay.
Yes.
As long as you ain't
That
just
part.
violate
on.
my
That
violate
part.
my
Come
kid,
on,
you know what I mean? As long as
come
my
on.
kid don't come back and
Yeah.
it's seen. I remember one time I ghost ride. That was in the hood. I remember when we came out to Pickerington. I ghost rided my bike into this dude's powder covered rims on his car. He's out.
Ooh, you
And he got
dogged
mad. He came down cussing me out and all that. My dad was like, "Man, this Jackson's over here. You about to get knocked out because you was coming incorrect.
Yeah.
You an adult." And there was a way that you should have handled
You
my
could be,
son
what I was saying
in
earlier,
that
you could be
situation.
wrong and being right.
You get what I'm saying?
How do you
like
handle it?
he was right to have his feelings, but like the way you
His
dealing
behavior.
with it with my child was just off-putting. And so I'm on my child's side because it feel like you harassing them.
You've been too aggressive.
You get what I'm saying?
I'm
And
with
so, just thinking about like just the power of village, bro. Like I think, man, really if our community can really get back to that space to where like that matters. Like, you know what I mean? Like if I see A3 running around, hey man, you supposed to be doing that? It ain't even gotta be, hey, slow down, A3.
Yeah, right.
It ain't gotta be all that. It could be, hey man, what you doing? Hey, you know your dad would. Really and truly, you build confidence in these kids by in that relationship by because now he think, well, he ain't scream at me, yell at me, he ain't gonna snitch on me. I could trust him, you know what I mean? Like, because you don't want kids to not be themselves around other people as well. You know what I mean? Your kids just start acting funny around them because they always coming back to you, ratting on your son about this, about that. Like, I'm talking about true village, like to where I correct it right now with you, and I don't even have to go back to your daddy.
Come on.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't gotta go. You ain't do nothing that bad for me to go run back to your dad and tell you.
But I also,
you get what I'm saying?
I also think that we're too, even everybody in this room, we're too active in the community to where we be outside too much. So if I ever was to run into any of y'all kids, it would be like, man, come, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like I could call your daddy right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he gonna tell me, hey man, snatch him up right now. You know what I mean? But it's just like, but that's what I like about it though. That's why every time I see any of y'all children, I speak to all of them. You know what I mean? Dap them up, give them hugs. Like, you know what I'm saying? To let them know, like, if you ever was to see me out and about, dang, let me fix myself. Same thing with my kids.
Yep.
Because if A3 out in the streets or Cody, Cass, any of my kids out acting up, hey man, yo,
Now, but I feel like that's a lot easier to do. Also, we could talk about this on the next one with boys, because I probably see Chalk's son and be like, "Oh, what up, little man?" But I might see his daughters and I might say hi if they acknowledge me. But like I be feeling like the one thing you don't want is the little girls to be like, "Oh, he a weirdo." Or something.
You never want to be the weirdo uncle at the church.
You never want to be
we got enough of them.
right.
Yeah.
You never want to be.
We
the
got
weirdo.
Never
enough.
want to be the weirdo
We
uncle.
got enough
You
of
never
them.
want to be the weirdo that
I got
dad
you.
knows. You get what I'm saying? And so, it's just like, even if y'all could come from a perspective of this is how you even build a relationship with daughters as a man, you know what I mean? Because from an outside perspective, you know what I mean? Because if I was to see your daughter and something was happening to her, I'm going to intervene.
Yeah.
And I would want her to trust and know, like, oh, this guy is here for my good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, versus, and it may not even be the same relationship that guys have with boys, right? Like, it's easy for you to walk up to Inez and say, be like, oh, what up, little man? But it's just girls you just deal with differently. I don't have girls at all. So, you know what I mean? I've never had to either approach, like, have to deal with that with another man, you know what I mean? Dealing with my daughter, but how do you still intercept village in that? You get what I'm saying?
I think, like, even for me with my daughter being 16, she got a lot of uncles and aunties at the church, it take me back. It made me laugh. This past basketball season, my daughter goes up to Shock School. They're in the middle of a varsity basketball game. My daughter says, "Can you call Uncle Mike and see if he can get me in the game?" I said, "Cass, if I call Mike right now, he's not even gonna answer the phone." Mike hit me at the end of the game and was like, "Oh, dang, man, I'm just now seeing your message." And I'm just like, you know what I mean? It's just like, but I say that to say, like, I'm 100% with you with that. But I think now, I don't want to say that I'm untouchable or, you know what I'm saying, nobody ever tried me. God forbid that ever happened. But I kind of build a relationship with all of my friends when it comes to my children. You know what I'm saying? Like, interact with them. Like, I would ask them a question. Or if I'm with my daughter, I'll stand there and have a conversation with Cleet and then group Cass into the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Same with Mike, even you know what I'm saying? Like, just group them into the conversation to where now it's not like, oh, y'all see Cass, hey Cass. You know what I'm saying? It's not weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can have that, you know what I'm saying? Like we said, building that rapport.
It's like you've inaugurated them into their life.
Yeah. Hey, this is your Uncle Cleet. But like I tell y'all, prom's coming up. We got to reenact them Den of Thieves scene. I'm telling you, I need everybody at the house. Man, that nigga gonna walk in and I want him to see.
You know, my push-up grind.
I want him to see. I want whoever taking my daughter to prom to see 50 to 100 niggas in the garage.
We'll mount this camera right here in the garage on the top so we can get that top down angle when he walk in. What's up, nigga?
What's up? Grab him by his shirt. What's up? Can you fight? Nigga look about 30.
But I think that would be a good topic though, for real.
Yeah,
man. Just to piggyback, because I really think, and I think a lot of people need help with that too. You know what I mean? And I think it's sometimes it's easier too when you're doing life outside of just certain things with people too. You know what I mean? And you really open up that door for that type of access as well. You know what I mean? But this is a great topic, Clee.
For sure. We definitely wanted to tackle mental health. If you struggle with mental health, Jesus and therapy.
Yes.
Go ahead and seek you out a good counselor.
Yes.
Make sure you get into your word. Your word will alleviate a lot of things. Jesus even dealt with mental anguish. We also know in the word, sometimes all you need is some food and a nap. That's in the word as well. So get into your word, man. This was another great episode. On behalf of me and my brothers, make sure you comment, like it, share it, tag it, subscribe to it.
Run it up.
Yes.
Director's Den, Chop Shop, episode 33.
Bow, bow. We on our Jesus.
The Sanford Sun is classic.
You ain't gotta pick me up. Ain't no hands out for free. We getting bigger now. We just try to live it up. Took a couple years to see. They get the picture now. Moments like Kodak, Tiny Desk, Go Mac. Life before the net when people try to learn the whole facts.